Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be a 40-minute Reformer Pilates workout tutorial using only the Reformer. So it's going to be a classically inspired workout with a contemporary twist. So we're going to start with our footwork. You're going to start with 2 medium and 1 light spring. So for me that's going to be 2 red and 1 blue spring. I'm going to lie on my back to begin with the footwork. I'm going to just make sure there's a small gap between the shoulder rests and my shoulders. I'm going to place the balls of my feet hip distance apart on the foot bar, make sure my toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Once I've got that all ready, I'm going to send those legs out to open the carriage and bend them back in to return. Sending them out straight to open the carriage, leaving everything else completely neutral in the body. We're just focusing on warming these legs up, keeping everything else in alignment to center ourselves to begin our workout today. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling the whole time here as the balls of the feet are pressed in to the foot bar. Sending the legs all the way out and bending back in to return. We'll aim to do about 12 of these and then we'll change our position and we'll do some pulses just quickly before we change our position. So last few of these full range. And then from here, we're going to hold the carriage halfway. I'm going to keep the knees bent. All I'm going to do is just move the carriage a couple of inches out and in, just gently pulsing out and in a couple of inches now, keeping those knees bent here. We'll do about 10 of these pulses. And then once we've done that, we're going to send the legs all the way out straight and then bend back in to return the carriage to the stopper. From here, keeping the body position the same, we're going to adjust the feet. So now the heels are going to go wide. The heels are going to go to each corner of the foot bar. The toes are going to be pointing in opposite directions here. We're going to press those heels into the foot bar as we take those legs straight and then bend them back in to return. Taking them out straight and then bending them back in. It's going to feel a little bit funny at first to have our feet and our legs externally rotated. Sending them out straight and bending them back in. It's a nice controlled movement here. We don't want to rush, we don't want to jolt. We're just making it nice and smooth. Out with the legs and in with the legs. We'll do a few more like this. And then once we've done about roughly 12 reps again, we're going to hold the carriage in halfway and we're going to work through our small pulses, keeping these knees bent. We're only moving the carriage a few inches here, just out and in, about 8 to 10 reps of these pulses. And then once we've done that, we're going to take those legs all the way out long, one last time in this position, and then bend them back in. Final position with our footwork, our toes are going to come in narrow, so the toes are now going to be fixed onto the foot bar. Our heels are going to be lifted. Everything else is staying the same. From here, we're going to take those legs out long and bend them back in to return. Taking them out straight, keeping those heels lifted. That's going to be our challenge here, to keep those heels as high as possible as we take them out straight and then bend them back in to return. We'll do about 12 of these as well, keeping those heels high the entire time. And then once we've done 12 of these, we're going to hold the carriage in, of course, halfway in again, and we're just going to do small pulses, keeping these knees bent, keeping the heels high. We'll do about 8 of these pulses. And then once we've done that, we'll send the legs all the way out straight one last time, bend them back in to return. Lovely. I'm going to lie in that same position that we started our footwork with. I'm going to reach back and take the right strap only. So I'm going to take the big loop in my right hand. Left arm's going to just stabilise along the carriage. I'm going to lift my feet off into that 90-degree angle with the legs, keeping them bent here in tabletop. I'm going to lower that right arm, just hovering over the carriage, and then take it back up, keeping that right arm straight the whole time as we lower it down. And as we take it back up towards the ceiling, keeping that right arm straight the whole time as we lower it down and take it back up. Nothing else in the body is moving. The right arm is staying strong. I'm going to do about 12 reps of these, lowering the arms down. And then once I've done that, that arm's going straight, I'm going to join with the left hand. So I'm going to take that left hand into the right strap. And from here, we're going to start to work into our obliques. So I'm going to curl up, pressing both hands over towards the right side of my legs. And then I'm going to take them back towards the ceiling with my head going down onto the headrest. I'm going to curl up, twisting from the ribs, working into the obliques here every single time I curl up. I'm going to keep those legs fixed in that 90-degree angle. Every time I curl up, I'm going to see if I can reach a little bit further forward. Moving with control here, I'm not jolting up. It's a nice controlled movement. I'm trying to curl up at the same tempo that I also curl back down with. Using our breath to help get us there, we're going to try and do about 12 of these. And then once we've done 12 of these, we're going to take the left strap in our hand and we're going to lie back in that same position, but now the heels are going to go onto the foot bar, hip distance apart. I'm going to have the left strap in my left hand as well, and from here I'm going to combine a glute bridge with some arm extensions. So I'm going to dig the heels in, I'm going to keep those arms straight, keep holding the straps loosely here. I'm going to peel all the way up into a long glute bridge, and then I'm going to peel down at that same speed, touching one vertebrae at a time. I'm going to lift the feet off and I'm going to lower those arms down, just hovering over the carriage, and then take them back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to then place the heels back onto the foot bar, peeling the spine off one vertebrae at a time. Keep those arms straight, keep that loose tension onto the straps, and then I'm going to peel down at that same speed again. As soon as the pelvis is down, the feet are coming off, and we're working into our arm extension. So some clients actually want to add one stage further, and that is actually combining the movement with a full curl up. So that is your option here. That is for more of my advanced clients. Otherwise, if this is for beginners, I will have them combining the glute bridge with the arms only. I won't have them curling up. We still have our left side to work with. So we're going to do about 10 of these combined movements, the glute bridges with the arm extensions. And then from here, we're going to place that right strap back, and we're going to take the left arm up straight, keeping the right arm still. Now legs coming up into that 90-degree angle. We're going to lower that left arm down and then take it back up towards the ceiling. Lowering down, just hovering over the carriage, and then take it back up towards the ceiling. Nothing else is moving, just working through that single arm isolation on our left arm now. Once we've done about 10 to 12 of these, same amount that we did on the right side, we're going to then stop, we're going to take our right hand through, and then we're going to start to work through our ab curls with our slight twists onto the left side now. So from here, we're going to curl up, taking both hands forward, and then lowering back down. Curling up with control, trying to keep both arms straight here. And then we're lowering back down. Keep pressing into those straps with straight arms every single time we curl up and we lower back down. We're moving with control here, working with our breath to help get us there. All the way up, seeing if we can reach a little bit further every single time. We curl up, and then we lower back down, place that strap back. We'll just do a quick roll around here, just massaging the spine a little bit, hug those knees in toward the chest. We can even just rock from side to side, keeping our head down. And then from here, we're going to roll all the way back up. We're going to move on to one red spring now. So if we had anything other than one red spring, which would be one medium spring, we're going to just take that off, and we're going to place the foot bar all the way down. So the foot bar is going to come all the way down to the bottom. Please excuse the banging. From here, we're going to have our hands parallel on the platform. The wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, keeping the arms straight, feet are pressed against each shoulder rest with our knees in front. From here, we're going to take the knees out and in. Take them out and in. We're going to feel like we're doing slight pelvic tilts every single time we take those knees out and in. The upper body is not moving here. Everything in the upper body is staying nicely stilled and controlled, nice and strong. I usually break this movement up into two. So once we've done our knees, taking them out and in about 12 times. I'm going to let clients come up and actually roll their wrists around a little bit. It's a lot of weight there in this exercise. We should be mindful that we don't want to strain our wrists too much. So once we've done that, we're going to resume that position. Feet are staying where they are. On this one, we're going to combine our knees with our shoulders. So we're going to take the knees out, and then from here, we're going to float the upper body back to take the shoulders back away from the wrists. And then from here, we're going to tuck the knees back in, and then we're going to float those shoulders back over the wrists, bringing the carriage all the way into the stopper. So knees go out, arms go back, knees come in, arms come back in. So we're combining those two movements, thinking of it as two separate movements, but combining them into one together here. We're going to do probably about 10 of these combinations, taking our time, we're not rushing through it. And then once we've done 10 of them, we'll have another rest for the wrist. Just roll them out a little bit more here. And then from here, we'll go into our next exercise. We're going to work into our obliques again with this next exercise. So we're going to stack our knees. So our right knee is going to come on top of our left. We're going to place our left forearm down first onto the platform. We're going to take this right hand wide. So this right elbow is going to be reaching up towards the ceiling. And we're going to come off the hips, making sure that right hand is supporting the head at all times. We're going to take the knees out. And then as we bring the knees in, we're going to rotate to take that right arm, that right elbow to touch the left hand all the way away from each other. And then back together, making sure the knees are stacked the whole time. If you need to make any adjustments, I usually do, just to make sure they're completely stacked and we're not going to be misaligned here. All the way out and then in. Working with our breath to help move us here. We're not doing loads of these. We'll do about 10 to 12 again on each side. Out and then back in. And then once we've done that, gently come down onto your hips. I'm clicking already. And then roll on up. Once I've done this on the other side as well, I'm going to then come off and get my box. So I'm going to take the short box and I'm going to take that over the carriage. So I'm going to place the short box over the carriage for our next section. From here, I'm going to allow clients to come up onto the box. They're either going to have their legs dangling front or they're going to come with their legs wide, close to each side of the carriage. So you're going to have your right foot on the headrest, left foot on the carriage. We're going to reach down and we're going to take that big loop. It's going to come over our elbow. It's going to come above our elbow. Hands are going to go behind the head. We're going to take those elbows out wide. We're going to reach all the way down towards our left side of our body, our left foot, and then back to the center. All the way down and then back to the center. We're going to see if we can get a little bit further down, a little bit deeper. Every single time we really feel like we're opening this space down the right side of the body. Feel like you're creating that space between your ribs and your hips every single time. Once you've done about 8 of these, we're going to take that next one, hold it out there. We're going to take the arms away from each other, reaching those hands out, take them back behind the head, and then come back to the middle. Again, every single time we hinge down like this and we open those hands out, we're going to see if we can reach them even further away from each other. Take them back behind the head and then come back to the center. We're going to do about 8 of these. So 8 keeping those hands behind the head and then also 8 taking them out wide. Every single time we come up and making sure the hands are behind the head before we come back up to the center. So once we've done that, and then we're going to do the same amount on the other side, we're then going to come into our planks. So very carefully, we're all going to step up onto the platform, making sure we're all facing the back of the reformer. You're going to bend your knees down, elevate your heels, keep your toes fixed, just kind of like hip distance apart onto the platform. We're going to have our forearms down on the box, and we're going to take those legs out long. Bend the knees back into close, and then take the legs out long. Every single time we do this, we're trying to keep our hips down. We want our hips to stay in the same line as the rest of our body. That's going to be our challenge here. That's what most people struggle to do. Keeping everything engaged, keep sucking the belly in to keep that core engaged the whole time here. We don't want to start to drop, so we don't want to hold that plank and start to drop and send the hips down. We want to keep the hips in the same line as the rest of our body here. And after we've done about 8 of these full rows, we're going to hold this next plank out. here, I'm going to count clients down as we do this. Last 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1, and then bend the knees back in. Allow the carriage to come all the way back in, take the knees wide, sit back onto your heels, and just hang out here for a moment. We're going to reach forward for our final little stretch here after these planks. And then from here we're going to work into our next section, taking that strap over the left arm. Take the hands behind the head, keeping those elbows wide. From here we're going to hinge all the way down to the right, and then back to the centre. We're going to hold that final hinge down. We're going to take those arms out, away from each other. Take the hands back behind the head and come back to the centre. All the way down towards the carriage. Take those arms out long. Take the hands back behind the head and then back to the centre. Again, we'll do about 8 of each of these, and then very carefully we're going to come off the carriage. We're going to use the box to help get us there. Step onto the floor carefully. We're going to come into another set of planks now. So we're going to step onto the platform, heels lifted, toes fixed at distance apart. We're going to take our forearms down, take those legs out long, and then this time we are going to send the hips up towards the sky. We're going to work through our pikes and planks. So we're going to take those hips up and then take them back down, all the way up with control and all the way back down. Once we've done about 8 of these, we're going to hold this final plank for about another 8 seconds. Usually we've got some shakes going on at this point. Last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1, and then one last time, bend those knees and take them wide onto the carriage, allow the carriage to close, and we'll do a final reach forward here. Just hang out here a little bit. Here I'm going to go into a slight upper body and back section. I'm going to sit really high on my sit bones. My feet are going to go through the shoulder rest onto the headrest, so the legs can either be stacked with a slight bend in them, or they can go straight through next to each other. Just make sure shoulders away from your ears, back is sitting up tall like we've got a wall behind us. We're going to reach down and take the short loops in our hands, and from here we're going to do chest openers. We're going to open our arms wide to each side of the room and then take them back in front. Opening wide to each side and then taking them back in front. We're keeping the arms straight, we're keeping the back really nice and tall the whole time here as we open the arms wide to each side of the room and then take them back in front. We're going to do about 10 to 12 of these, full range reps, using our breath to help get us there. And then once we've done that, we're going to shuffle on forward a tiny bit more. We're going to place the big loops over our arms. So we're going to have those big loops sitting just above our elbows, just above the elbows on each side. And then we're going to take those arms out wide. We're going to have our hands behind our head. Elbows are going to be wide. From here, we're going to try and get those elbows to almost touch, keeping them parallel as we close, and then opening them, sending them out away from each other. We're going to feel like our shoulder muscles are like expanding and closing every single time we do this, keeping everything else engaged. Keep sitting up really tall in that spine, open away from each other, and then close them in together. Again, we're going to do about 12 of these, opening out and then closing in together. And in final position facing this direction, we're going to shuffle on forward closer to our shoulder rest. We're going to work through some roll downs. So we're going to combine a roll down with a bicep curl. In this movement, I always break it down to clients to treat them as 2 separate movements. So we have our roll downs and then we have our bicep curls. If I'm teaching more of a beginner level mixed group, I will break the 2 movements down separately and practice each of them before combining them. If I'm teaching mixed to advanced to intermediate to advanced, then I'm going to combine them into one. So from here, we're going to take the short loops. We're going to flip those palms up, just making sure the big loops are not in our way. Keep those arms straight. They're going to be a bit slack on the ropes. Just make sure that your body weight is all the way forward, having space to roll down. We're going to scoop the belly in to roll all the way down, C-curving our spine to that lowest point of control. From here, we're going to then take those palms to our face, into a bicep curl, taking those arms out long, and then stacking the spine up nice and tall, allowing the carriage to close and the ropes to go floppy. Okay, so we're treating it as two separate movements, combining into one, scooping that belly in as we curve the spine all the way down to that lowest point of control, bicep curling the hands to the face, taking those arms out long, and then stacking the spine up nice and tall. We're probably going to work through about 8 of these combinations, really breaking it down to take our time and not rush through. After that, we're going to go through everybody's favourite part of the class, the feet and straps. So I'm going to have one medium and one light on the line. That is one red and one blue spring. I'm going to lie on my back, similar position to how we started the class with. Now the foot bar isn't there. We're going to just take the knees into the body one by one. Make sure you've still got that small gap between the shoulders and the shoulder rest. We're going to place that big loop over each foot, and then we're going to go straight into flexing our feet, taking those legs straight above the hips, and then we're going to lower those legs down, keeping that small gap between the feet as we float those legs up, flexing at the top and pointing the toes as we take them down. Making the movement really nice and smooth. After we've done a few of these, we're going to start to work into our circles. So from the bottom, we're going to circle those feet around, opening those hips, joining the feet at the top, pointing the toes as the legs go down towards the springs, and then opening wide, drawing these big circles here. Once we've done about 6 in this direction, we'll change direction. So now when the feet are at the top, they're going to open wide, pointing into them as we circle them round, flexing into the straps as they go up. Just ending our class with some external and internal rotations of the legs. And then I'm going to give clients a choice to go all the way up into their shoulder stand, practicing their short spine, keeping those heels glued together as we draw the knees wide and keep this diamond shape, peeling down one vertebrae at a time onto the carriage with control. As soon as that pelvis is down, the legs are going to go out to that 45-degree angle, keeping them straight, using that momentum to get them all the way up onto their shoulders, heels together, toes go apart, draw those knees wide to gently move the carriage slightly with control as we peel all the way down, touching one vertebrae at a time. And then those legs go out long. We'll usually do about 3 or 4 of these to practice, and then we'll go straight into our final stretch. We're going to take that right leg out, bend the left knee in towards the body. We're going to hold it here for a few seconds, and then we'll change direction, change legs. Those left toes are going to point over to the left side, right knee's going to draw in. And then once we're ready, we're going to bend into both knees and gently remove the feet from the straps one by one, and allow the carriage to close with control. So that is our contemporary twist on a classical reformer workout complete. Thank you so much, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Any comments, please let me know. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon.